You can do it, ma'am. Show them your talent. One of the boys of your class cheered and others chanted the same. Claps and hooting filled the area as you held the racket high in air and hit the shuttlecock. The girl on the other side ran backward to hit back. The to and fro motion continued for a few minutes until you hit the shuttlecock with full strength. The girl missed it, which marked your win. A smile appeared on your lips when the boys of your class cheered in victory. The girls had a gloomy face because they all lost against you. Hey, don't be sad. It's just a game. Unfair to be honest. I was a national badminton player during my school days. You all played really well. You said to cheer them up. They looked at you and smiled. Who even wants to be angry on everyone's favorite teacher? And you were the sweetest and kindest of all, who gave less homework and more lessons. You were not only their teacher, but their friend. Now speak. What were you saying? We are nothing in front of you. See, our representative won against all of you. One of the boys mocked the girls. You face palm knowing what was coming next. Yeah, your representative won, who is a girl. So technically, we won. One of the girls countered. The other girls nodded, poking out their tongue. She is our representative. We hold her here. She played from our side. Don't take everything in your favor. The boys retorted back. There started the World War III. Both the sides put forward their presumption that how being a girl or boy was better than the opposite. Fed up with their never ending bickering, you decided to intervene in between. Stop it, guys, stop. You slightly raised your voice and they sealed their lips together, turning dead silent at your command. How many times I told you not to fight? Aren't you guys in the same class? Why can't you be friends? Why fighting over this boy girl matter when we know we are not same? There are differences physically, mentally, and emotionally. Embrace the reality and stop fighting. No one is superior than anyone. Understand? They stayed silent, glaring at each other in a silent standoff. You sighed and decided to play your teacher card. Placing your hands on your waist, you asked, understand? Or should I use another method to make you understand? Understood. They said in unison. You hummed and nodded. Good. Make sure I never hear you fighting over this topic again. You smiled when they nodded. Okay, everyone, go back to your classroom. It's time for your next class. You stated, glancing at your wristwatch, and they retreated back to the classroom. But I asked Menji to tutor you, right? Isn't she helping you? You asked, walking towards the exit with Kyungsu, one of your students tailing behind you. Yes, ma'am, but I can't understand a single thing. She teaches less and reads more. Please, can you tutor me? I will come at your home. Please help me, or else I'll fail. He pleaded with urgency. As his words reached other boys' ears, they came running towards you. Ma'am, me too. Please tutor me too. I am also having a hard time in studies. One of them said, gaining your attention. Me too, they said in unison. You frowned, looking at their pleading face. But why? You all are pretty good in my subject, and you, Felix, you are the top scorer. Why do you want me to tutor you? Felix chuckled nervously and scraped his neck. I thought I'll study some more with all of them. He pointed at his classmates, who were looking at you optimistically. You sighed and pondered over the thought of tutoring them. It wasn't a bad idea if they wanted to focus on improving themselves. I can't say anything right now. I'll tell you after discussing with my husband. Their eyes lit up and a wide smile appeared on their lips. Thank you, ma'am. They sang in unison. You smiled and shook your head. Ma'am, I'll drop you home. Drop home on your bicycle? She will reach home tomorrow. Ma'am, come with me. I have my bike. I'll drop you home. You held your head when they started bickering again. The topic of argument was who will drop their dear teacher home because her car have sent for service. I ain't going with anybody. My husband is here to pick me up. You guys go to your home. You pointed at your husband who was leaning against his bike, his light blue shirt neatly tucked inside his black trousers, tie hanging loosely around his neck with upper two buttons of his shirt undone and sleeves rolled up to his elbow, flaunting his veiny arms, his eyes boring holes in the boys surrounding you like bees around honey. You bid them adieu and walked towards him, a smile etched across your face. However, your smile faltered when he didn't look at you. Instead, his glare remained stuck at the boys behind you. Hey, where are you looking? Your beautiful wife is standing in front of you. You poked his arm. He redirected his gaze at you. His eyes softened and a smile appeared on his lips. Hey, how was your day? He reached out for your hair, gliding his fingers through them. You exhaled deeply, relaxing under his gentle touch. Tiring, how was yours? You murmured with a pout. Leaning forward, you placed your head on his chest. You stroked your head and left a lingering peck on your hair. There were very less customers in the bank, so it was a little less hectic. I wish I were a bank manager like you. You murmured, feeling sleepy and famished after a long, tiring day. Trust me, you wouldn't be saying it if you were actually one. Everyone thinks only their job is full of stress, others is easy. Everything seems easy until you're the one doing it. You paid no heed to his words as you were busy enjoying the cushion of his chest. Let's go home. I'm hungry and I guess you are too. He chuckled when your stomach approved his statement. He wore his helmet after handing you yours and got on the bike. You hopped behind him and hugged him tightly to enjoy the few moments of serenity. Jimin, will you please massage my back and shoulders too? You mumbled when Jimin came out of the bathroom. He nodded and climbed on the bed where you were lying on your stomach. What did you do today to get tired to this extent? You were fine in the morning. He probed, his hands pressing your lower back, eliciting a low groan from you. My students asked me to play badminton with them. I had a free period, so I joined them. And now my shoulders, my arms, my back, my whole body is paining. You murmured and closed your eyes, humming with the movement of his hands. The boys asked you to join them? He asked, and you frowned at his question, nevertheless nodded slightly. His hand halted in between. Why did you stop? You whined when he stopped his massage. You peered at him over your shoulder and observed him lost in his own reverie. Jimin, please continue. You guided his hands back to your shoulders. A sigh escaped your lips when he resumed his massage. Don't be so friendly. Be a little strict with your students. The frown on your forehead deepened. You tilted your head towards him. Raising your eyebrows, you darted your questioning gaze at him. If I will be strict with them, who will they confide if they have an issue? Still, be a little strict with them, he reiterated and pressed the heels of his palm on your shoulder blades. A breathy gasp slipped from your lips due to how painfully relaxing his movements were. They are kids, Jimin. They are not kids, they are teenagers. And from what I have noticed so far, they have a crush on you. You snapped your head towards him, almost spraining your neck in the process. You are assuming things, Jimin. There is nothing like that. You said, still absorbing the information. Why not? You are young, beautiful, and the sweetest soul. It's normal for teenagers to have a crush on teachers like you, and the way they were wandering around you, I'm damn sure they have a huge crush on you. He uttered with a scowl. You couldn't help but laugh at his expression. Were you jealous, Mr. Park? You wriggled your eyebrows, a mischievous smile dancing on your lips. Of course I was. Any husband would be if there is a bunch of wasps eyeing your flower. I'm very much jealous when it comes to you. You laughed and sat upright. He winced when you pinched his cheek, later kissing the area. Why are you so cute? I just want to hug you tightly and then hide you in my pocket. You squealed and cradled his face in your hands. His lips puckered into a pout due to your grip on his cheeks. I won't fit in your pocket. So sad, right? If I could, I would have dragged you with me everywhere I go. You muttered and kissed his pout multiple times. He chuckled against your lips. By the way, you said it's normal for them to have a crush on teachers like me. Did you also have a crush on your teacher? Tell me about it. You folded your legs and placed your elbows on your knees. Supporting your head with your palm, you gave him your undivided attention. There was this English teacher. She was very beautiful. Not only me, every boy in our class had a crush on her. Even some girls too. We used to take different hallway to go to her class just to steal a quick glance at her. Good old days. He explained with a smile and looked at you, looking at him with murderous eyes. What? You yourself asked me. Now don't look at me like I committed a sin. Also, that was long time ago when I was a teenager. You squinted your eyes at him. He raised his eyebrows, a silent gesture of asking the reason behind your distress expression. I took it too far by imagining the scenario of you stealing glances of a girl who is not me and got jealous. He laughed and lay down on the bed, pulling you on his chest. Anyways, aren't you going to prepare for tomorrow's class? He asked, stroking your head while you snuggled in his chest and wrapped your arms around his torso. I have to take a test tomorrow. Thus, I can skip tonight's study session, and I am dead tired and sleepy. You yawned and closed your eyes. In no time, you slipped into your dreamland. Jimin's eyes dropped with drowsiness, and he too slept after a few minutes. 4. Wow, you students are number one in being dumb. Only they can score 4 out of 50 in a simple test in which even I can score more than 20. You glared at him due to his ego shattering remark. You were correcting the test papers while he was counting the marks. Who is it? Felix, your top scorer student got 20 marks in total. The girls are performing well, but these boys are the dumbest. Should I blame them or their teacher? See, that's why I was saying to be a little strict on them. He blabbered without acknowledging the repercussions of his statement. He looked up, sensing your gaze on him. His breath stuck in his throat as your blazing eyes met his. He gulped the lump formed in his throat and laughed in nervousness. I was stating some facts. I mean, why always blame the students? The teacher can be the problem too. But you are not. You are the best teacher. You students are idiots. He laughed to lighten the heavy air. You sighed and looked at the test papers. Your lips turned downward as you gazed at the marks of your students. They were scoring well till last test. I think they are really facing some issue with my teaching. That's why they were asking me to tutor them yesterday. What do you say, Jimin? Should I agree on tutoring them? They need my help. How can I step back? As a teacher, it is my responsibility to clear their doubts. You murmured with sadness. I frowned, understanding the whole scenario. They are just pretending, Van. It's their plan to make you agree on tutoring them. Try to help them during school hours, not after that. I'm not saying that I have any issue with this, but I'm saying it for you. Don't tire yourself too much. He put the test papers aside and climbed on his lap. But what if they are really facing issues? All I can do is help them to my best extent, and tutoring is one of the way. I'm going to tell them tomorrow that they can come at home. Is that okay with you? You looked up at him. He smiled and gently pinched your cheeks. I'm fine with anything if it is related to you, but don't stop me from glaring at them if they ogle at you. You giggled and hugged him. He snaked his arms around your waist and buried his face in the arch of your neck. Come on, there are more test papers left for correction. Let's wrap it up quickly and sleep so that you don't have to rush in morning. He reached out for the test papers and handed it to you. You indulged back in correcting the papers and he in counting the marks. You guys said, I'll bring juice for you. Then it denied, but you redirected to kitchen to bring juice and some snacks for them. After Wine left, Jimin stood in front of them with crossed arms. They were 14 in total and have innocent face. Jimin squinted his eyes at them. Listen, boys, do you have a crush on my wife? They shook their head, but Jimin's stern gaze made them say the truth. They looked down and nodded. It will be good if it stays still, healthy crush. Otherwise, I'm black belt in Taekwondo. The consequences will be painful and bond destroying. Understand? Understood. They said in unison, to which Jimin nodded with a satisfactory smile. What are you guys talking about? You asked as you stepped inside the living room. Nothing, darling, just teaching them how to be a gentleman. You smiled and passed them juice and snacks. After filling their stomach, you settled down on the couch with books. They all occupied the remaining couch. Some took a seat on the carpeted floor. You crooked your eyebrows when you noticed Jimin taking a seat on the single sofa. What? Are you also going to study along with them? Nope. I'm going to keep an eye on them so that nobody can do mischief during class, though I believe they are good students. Jimin gave a tight-lipped smile to the boys who looked down, avoiding his gaze. You shook your head and started your lesson. As you focused on teaching, Jimin focused on you. Your confident aura, magical interacting skills, and unparalleled knowledge tickled his heart in a different way. The task of spying the boys was long forgotten as you had his undivided attention. Now he understood why these boys were wandering around you. If it were him, he would have done the same. It was yet another truth that he had developed a crush on a teacher, but this time it was his own wife.